Comic Book Club. I'm Alex.
I'm Justin.
I'm Pete.
And we have three very effete reviews for you guys today. We're going to be talking about Superman. Not quite. Superman Secret Origin #1, Giant Size Wolverine, Old Man Logan #1, and Wednesday Comics #12, bringing the Wednesday Comics saga to its conclusion. But speaking of beginnings, the opposite of conclusions.
I like the way you turned that. Really,
let's talk about Superman Secret Origins #1 by Jeff Johns and Gary Frank. Very highly anticipated.
Before we get too far, I just gotta say I'm drinking Attitude Sauvignon Blanc. Just keep that in mind.
It's a wine called Attitude?
Yeah, it's really expensive.
Wow.
You stole it.
Where did you get that? A gutter?
Yeah, I found half a bottle in the gutter.
Nice. We really enjoyed Jeff Johns and Gary Frank when they were working together on the main Superman title. Obviously, Gary Frank left to go and work on this series, which is retelling the origin of Superman in the DC universe. What did you think about this issue?
I liked it. I mean, it's good.
Of course you did, yeah.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Really?
Well, it just means that I don't want to see a whiny Superman who's really kind of.
Then you should probably stop reading Superman.
Yeah, in general.
Yeah.
Well, this is him finding his way. I mean, the only thing is, what's new to this story? What is Jeff Johns bringing to the story?
Well, he's showing things that didn't get told before. You know, like you
Right.
know these things happen,
Sort of
but
it's
they're never
things that were like secret, but part of his origin.
No, but
One might say.
No, they weren't secret. We knew that.
They were big secrets.
Yeah, there was no actual. A secret is something important that you can see.
You know,
There's
I
no good.
was-
No, the
secret.
secret.
I was
thing.
really looking forward to this series. This is the weirdest thing, but here's the weirdest thing that I think torpedoed it for me a little bit, was Adventure Comics. Adventure Comics coming out about 2 months before this, or whatever it is. Again, set in Smallville, same sort of idea, same sort of color palette, dealing with a young Superman. In that case, obviously, it's Superboy, but refreshing the origin of Superman in a different way. The color palette, though, in Adventure Comics is so much better. It's set at sunset. This is set in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
I know that's a very weird distinction, but it just doesn't have the same iconic feel to it for me. I like some of the things in here. It's solid writing. It's solid art. But I feel like across the board, it didn't really make much of an impact.
See, I prefer Gary Frank's art to the gentleman on Adventure Comics. Yeah, indeed. But I think this, for me, is just... It's like when he did the Green Lantern origin in the comic that was setting up Blackest Night. That was setting up the new story and providing a bunch of new information that fleshes out the Green Lantern legend. While this, it's just like, oh, he flew then.
I agree.
I see.
Very quickly, because we do need to move on. We have a very packed show.
Yeah. The secret is you found out how the Superman got his suit, how he got his... And he kissed a girl. That's the secrets.
I like all the individual pieces of this comic book. It just didn't really...
He writes the characters and the voices very well. It just... I want something...
The art's great.
Agreed. All right, let's move on and talk about Giant Size Wolverine #1, bringing the Giant Size Wolverine Old Man Logan epic to a close. Mark Miller, Steve McNiven, the greatest run on Wolverine of all time.
Wow.
What do you think?
Yes. Definitely.
Correct. Amazing. Well done. So much. This is just straight
boring and unnecessary. This issue doesn't change a single thing from the last issue. Nor does his run. I read this, the whole thing, and I was just like, what? Why? Stupid.
Why?
The Hulk? Oh, She-Hulk is a mess in this for no reason. Why do that? It doesn't make any. It doesn't follow any characters from the normal Marvel universe in a logical way.
It's separate. It's separate.
Yeah, it's separate because it's made up and it's just a fight. And he eats Wolverine, and then Wolverine jumps out of him.
Spoiler! Whoa, spoiler!
It's stupid. Yeah,
he doesn't jump out. By the way, he claws his way out.
This is actually
it's not
this is my
stupid.
biggest
It's
problem.
fun.
I understand the Hulk is a incestuous backwoods hick.
Do you understand that? I don't think that's true. That may be true in this, but that's not
this
actually
comic
true.
book is what I'm saying.
Right.
But even the Hulk, even Bruce Banner knows if you swallow Wolverine, he's going to burst out of your stomach.
Stupid. And what? Did he eat him whole? Or did he
regenerated.
He chewed him, and then his pieces were unchewed back together.
I'm going to say the same exact thing that I said from the beginning of this run. This is going to read very well in a trade. It's going to be a fun No, you really don't think so?
Not going to read well in trade. No. This ending...
All right, are you done with your stupid rant? Can I really talk about what happened in this comic?
Pete, you have an attitude problem.
Great. Keep plugging the line.
Actually, you have an attitude problem.
Keep plugging the line. Now, this is just a great story, fun, just kind of... This whole arc rewards people who read comics and
Why?
pay attention.
What is the reward?
Could you please shut up and let me talk? Both of you, shut up and let me talk.
This is really going to help the rumors that you're angry at us.
Yeah, whatever. Just listen for a second, please. All right? You can trash this. I should be able to defend it. You really get to see Wolverine putting his claws aside and be like, I want to start a life. I've always wanted to have a real life. He did that, right? Then, what happens? Of course, you know what's going to happen. Someone pushes him over the edge. He's going to pop the claws. But it's done in such a cool, fun way. And the fight sequences are ridiculous and over the top and a lot of fun. And yeah, whatever, he came out of his stomach. But what? It was over the top fun. The whole thing. He rips a cow in half. I mean, it's crazy. But it's just a fun, great read.
Do you know what? Okay, I am going to agree with you.
And the art's amazing.
For me, the most fun part of this issue was the 20 pages of covers that was in the back of here. I thought that was really cool and a really cool way of wrapping up.
Well, there was more story in the cover gallery than there was in the main story, in my mind.
So. Pete, I agree with you. I like this. I didn't hate this as much as Justin. I thought it's fun, it's silly, it's exactly what Miller excels at. McNiven's art is great as usual. I do think it's going to read really well as a fun story in a trade volume, but I do agree with you as well that it doesn't mean anything in the long run. Right.
Well, why does that have to mean something? It's Old Man Logan.
Well, it's not saying anything about it.
Yeah, and he just kills a bunch of made-up characters.
That's what he always does.
We've spent already too much time on this, so we're going to move on. Last but not least,
I can't wait for the fist fight that we do it every time the camera turns.
Wow. Well, it really gets a lot of the tension.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's necessary.
Right, then we do the cuddle pile.
Yeah. Old cuddle pile. Email us at
Wednesday Comics number 12. DC's bold experiment is over, and we've only got a very short amount of time to talk about it, so what do you guys think?
I think it was
worth it?
I think it was a fun, successful experiment. I mean, it was tough to only get one page at a time, but it was cool to open it up like the old day kind of Sunday comics and to have the art really big in your face. And there were some great stories and a lot of great teams on this thing. So I enjoyed it.
I love the format. I think it's great. I'd like to see more of this. I just wish the stories were a little bit better. I loved the Paul Pope Strange Adventures. I loved what I didn't love is the Superman, the Green Lantern. The Batman was starting to down for me. Teen Titans was kind of a mess. Metal Man, by the end of the deal, actually ended up being one of the better ones. Oh, the Flash one is the one that I thought really right up there with Paul Pope's. Was right up there at the top of.
Yeah, it was excellent. I will say there was a comment I read online. This is from Valerie Durazio, who's occasional superhero, where she mockingly lauded DC's push towards the future with their tribute to newspapers.
Yeah.
Which kind of ruined the whole thing for me a little bit, I would say.
Yeah.
In terms of, yeah, she's absolutely right that I don't think this obviously is like, let's harken back to an old era. But in a time when DC desperately needs sales of their comic books and needs to push forward to whatever is next, looking back to a dying medium is probably not the best thing to do.
But I will
this
say,
is the equivalent of releasing Superman stories on 8-track.
Yeah, but I will say, I mean, that's...
Come on now, that's ridiculous.
But for the stories that really were successful, like Paul Pope's and The Flash, that really, the layouts and the stories that they told and the way they told them were so different than something you won't find in a regular panel comic.
Very quickly,
and that was
we do have to wrap up. Would you like to see a Wednesday Comics too?
Yes? Yes. I just want to say that Batman was fantastic. You got to pick your favorites, and the Metamorpho was a lot of fun.
All right, there we go. If you have a question, you can write us at comicbookclublive@gmail.com, twitter.com/comicbooklive, popcultureshock.com/comicbookclub is our
new
address.
website.
iTunes Comic Book Club Live, where you can download these very episodes, and thank you all so much for going and doing that. We are moving very slowly up in the rankings. Very exciting. Pete?
New York City, Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock. We love to see it at our live shows. And we do love reviewing comics online.
I brought my brass knuckles, so I think our fight's going to be really good. Also, I brought a great...
I brought my pillows for the cuddle pile.
Oh, man. It's my favorite part. I mean, the fight I like.
Yeah, it's nice. Well, but it's nice because the cuddle soaks up your blood.
Yeah, certainly.